First, Ms. Richards, please, and followed by Ryan Thurston.
Okay, hello everyone. I had this yesterday, but I'm going to stick with it. It's Eyes on the Prize again, and it's August the 28th, 1963, Lincoln Memorial, Washington, D.C. I Have a Dream. I'm happy to join with you today in what will go down in history as the greatest demonstration for freedom in the history of our nation. 50 years ago, a great American in whose symbolic shadow we stand today signed the Emancipation Proclamation. This momentous decree came as a great beacon light of hope to millions of Negro slaves who had been seared in the flames of withering injustice. It came as a joyous daybreak to end the long night of their captivity, but 100 years later, the Negro still is not free. 100 years later, the life of the Negro is still sadly crippled by the manacles of segregation and the chains of discrimination 100 years later. The Negro lives on a lonely island of poverty in the midst of a vast ocean of material prosperity 100 years later. The Negro is still languished in the corners of American society and finds himself in exile in his own land. 1963 is not an end, but a beginning. And those who hope that the Negro needed to blow off steam and will now be content will have a rude awakening if the nation returns to business as usual. There will be neither rest nor tranquility in America until the Negro is granted his citizenship rights. The whirlwinds of the revolt will continue to shake the foundations of our nation until the bright day of justice emerges. There are those who are asking the devotees of civil rights, when will you be satisfied? We will never be satisfied as long as the Negro is the victim of the unspeakable horrors of police brutality. And I'll stop right there. Okay, now we got 3 names here, according to this little clip I have. As part of the city's federal settlement to reform the police department, Mayor Mike McGinn has made 3 appointments. Glenn Harris from the city's Office for Civil Rights will oversee the new Police Commission. Connie Rice from LA will help pick an oversight monitor who reports to a judge, and Catherine Olson will be reappointed as head of the police disciplinary office. And so I know Catherine, those other 2, I've had some communication with Mr. Harris. He never responded to me. Okay, that's why I'm on Channel 7 with the bullhorn saying no justice, no peace. There was many other people out there that were in the streets at the time of these direct actions against this brutality that's going on. Some people are calling it terrorism because they think brutality is too mild of a situation that we're going through. That's why I tapped into this, lest we forget, Mr. Harrell. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for your testimony.
So I will be back.
Okay.
Because time, yeah, there's a song that talks about time, right?
Thank you. We'll hear now Samuel Bellamino, followed by Mr. Zimmerman.
Yes, my name is Sam Bellamino. I'm here with StandUP-America. And, last time I spoke to you, Bruce Harold, I wanted to address the comment I made when I said I owned you. I realized what I was saying then has a lot to do with our civil rights. I own my government. You chose to be in that position, but I own it. I don't own you, but I own the position you're in. I am the boss of your position. You're the public servant. So I own my government. So I just want to make sure that's clear, because it sets precedence on what I'm about to say, is that with our elected officials, with judges, we elect them in. They make all these good campaign promises, things in justice they want to focus on. But at what point do we get to question them and say, hey, you guys aren't actually holding up to your end of the bargain, holding up to the Constitution as an you should just appoint them. They are never answerable to the people. So if they're elected, they should be answerable to the people. I elect a judge in. I expect them to hold true to what they were telling me before I elected them in. But yet, they have a monthly meeting every single month. Talk about administrative problems within the court that citizens are not even allowed to go, let alone allowed to speak to things that they want addressed. So why are they elected if we're not even allowed to speak to them as I can speak to you now? Let's appoint them then. But no, they're elected. So we need you to be the check and balance to that judicial branch, to that branch that is silent right now, that has all the power. Us as citizens, we have no power over you anymore. We have no power over our judges anymore. We're at the mercy of your will. Your rules in Seattle say that I cannot speak to you. I'm not speaking to anything on the agenda. Rule 3B in the Seattle Charter says I'm only allowed to speak to the agenda. I'm outspoken against speaking to the agenda, and you're allowing it so you believe in it. But you will not change a simple rule that says every committee should be open to general public comment. Because we had neighborhoods and parks shut off the microphone and say we're not taking public comment because it isn't required. So since you're on the Civil Rights Committee, I expect you to do something on behalf of the citizen and make the judges answerable to us and change your rules so us as citizens have you so we can hold you accountable. Sorry, a little passionate there, but...
Thank you,
We
Mr.
have
Bowman.
a constitution. This is exactly what is we talking about. Keep saying. Yeah, my name is Alex Zimmerman, and I represent StandUP-America. In StandUP-America, stand up for ordinary people. Guys, what is this? Civil right? We don't have right now civil right. We don't have right now nothing. Nothing working. Government totally in collapse. Corruption, stupidity come to absurd level. We have right now fascism with gangster Gestapo principle. This is exactly what is as government operate right now. I want to give you a couple examples what is very important. Example number one, judicial system. Judges supposed to be protect constitution. Elected official supposed to be protect constitution. Elected official supposed to be speak to people basically approximately probably every quarter. It's never happened. We totally ignore constitution. We totally ignore people. Totally, guys, about you talking. So, I can speak to you here for 2 minutes. It's good. You change a little bit right now. And I can speak with mayor because he elected official. But you're supposed to be protect us. We're supposed to be have a right so judges can listen to us in Q&A, question and answer. Because 1,000 people in jail for nothing right now. You operate like a pure Gestapo. Is this exactly what has happened right now? I live in the city for 25 years and I have experienced many times with this. You need to stop on this. You're supposed to be protect us. We elect you. Is everybody supposed to be doing this right now? So we have a proposition. Every elected official supposed to be speak publicly every quarter, minimum 4 times per year. Everybody, without exception. You elect like a people, people elect you. You delegate from the people, respond for these people, make a question, make an answer, make a city hall every quarter minimum. Mayor doing this right now after a couple of weeks.
Time's up.
Thank you very much. So
Thank
please
you.
start doing what is supposed to be doing by Constitution and your duty for us money.
Thank you very much. Is there any other people that would like to participate in public comment that did not have an opportunity to sign up? Now would be your time to do so. And hearing no takers, I'll close public comment and we'll move into our first item of business.